Well, it's 3 weeks to go until the budget, and we're going to be keeping you up to date, of course, with our Techlink bulletins and the odd video. And this is the first of those odd videos. If you're thinking about tax, and hopefully you are, and your clients are, in the lead up to the budget, and of course to the end of the tax year, you can't help but have the odd thought about the three main generators of tax revenue for HMRC. That is, and the Treasury, of course, that is income tax, national insurance and VAT. Together they generate far more than all the rest of the taxes almost put together. It's £470 billion. However, as I've mentioned before, the government is working under the constraint of their promise that they gave in the manifesto not to increase the rates of income tax, national insurance and VAT. So that's not news. What is news? Well, the apparent rumour that there has been much discussion inside the cabinet about whether they should stick with that promise or whether the government should do another U-turn. And it seems that a source close to the government states that the Prime Minister has won out. He is very keen to stick with that promise, which he sees as a very important promise, and that we will not be seeing in this budget, maybe not in this Parliament, increase to the rates of income tax, national insurance and VAT. I would stress that that is newspaper reporting. But you never know these days whether newspaper reporting has a strong source or whether it is just a reporter making something up. But that's what came out quite strongly in recent press, that there won't be an increase in income tax, VAT and national insurance because of the promise. That's, of course, the promises in relation to the rates. So what that doesn't rule out necessarily is a freezing of the thresholds, or maybe a freezing of the allowances, or both, a kind of stealth tax. Both of those things can bring in more money to HMRC by giving less in the way of allowances, or making it making the threshold stay where it is so that more people get dragged into higher rates of tax. That's just a possibility because it isn't something that was promised, i.e. not changing thresholds and not changing allowances. The only promise was in relation to the change of rates. So, budget rumour video number 1 completed. Look out for the next ones.